Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 142 of Let's Play on the Story Thinker. And today we have Erin.
Hi.
So today we are going away from our main character, and we have an Angela and Link episode, which is going to be nice because we have not discussed them yet really extensively on the podcast. So it'll be interesting. And we're doing the review part. We're actually going to talk about it. So the review part is probably the last interaction they had. And again, yeah, we were saying I don't exactly remember this part so well, but this is where Angela is apologizing to Link, and she tells him, "Link, I wanted to apologize about my behavior lately. I've been really rude and childish towards you." And she's touching her neck, she's embarrassed, she's looking away and fidgeting with her feet. "You apologized about Sam the other day, but I should apologize too because I was pushing her to pursue you when I should have just butted out and let it happen organically on its own. And when I found out you knew about my attack, I was really upset because I didn't want you to know about it." And Link is looking like very attentive and very sympathetic towards her.
Yeah, he looks uncomfortable because anytime he can see that she's so uncomfortable, and anytime somebody's having kind of this unburdening moment, just kind of, you're almost uncomfortable with them. It's that it's secondhand embarrassment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And she says, she's fidgeting with her braids now. "So I guess I started acting like a brat because I could handle you thinking less of me for my behavior rather than thinking less of me for knowing I'm a broken effing mess. I'm not good at apologies, but I'm sorry." And she does look at him when she says that, which is courageous, and good of her. "You deserve to be treated better, and I just hope you can forgive me." Oh, this is a perfect apology.
She's really putting herself out there, going out on the limb as far as she is comfortable going. She's definitely pushing herself outside of her comfort zone, but she knows him well enough that I think she knows that she's safe with this apology. He's never gonna, yeah, she's been kind of a brat to him, and let's face it, she was a bit of a bitch to him, but she knows that he knows her well enough that that's not like her. There was more going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And obviously, what she said about herself is very instructive, where she said that she just couldn't tolerate him. She'd rather him think that she was a brat than that she was broken. And what he says is also amazing afterwards, but it's not surprising that she would kind of use that acting out to cover up for the thing that she's really insecure about. And even if it makes her look bad, she'd rather that than him think about the thing that really traumatizes her. She's sad.
I know, but I get that not wanting to feel or look weak. She's such a strong person that the idea of looking weak to someone that she likes, clearly we know she does, that is just, you can't stand that. I was like that a lot growing up. Nobody could know that there was anything wrong. I had to just always have that facade of being put together and had everything right.
Yeah, I get that also. But Link here just gives her the best response ever. And he says, "Already forgive it, Angela. Let's be friends again, okay?" And he lifts up the basketball. "And I've never once thought you were a broken person. In fact, you're probably one of the strongest people I know." Aww. That was so affirming. It gave her space to be herself and to know that he didn't think of her as broken. And she, has this perception of herself that's unfortunate. And, he's telling her, "I don't think of you that way," and giving her kind of permission to think of herself in a new way. When someone tells you something like that, she could go home and think about it. Hey, he thinks I'm a strong person. Maybe I'm not broken.
It's exactly the olive branch that she needed in that moment. She put herself out there, and she put herself out on that branch, and the branch didn't break underneath her. It was much stronger than she thought.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Yep. So now we continue, and they are in the gym playing basketball, And we have Angela asking, where's Dallas? And Link says, Dee hasn't working at the shop today. She thinks things would be less stressful if he had a chance to learn the ropes while I'm not there. Good idea. Yes, very good idea.
We saw how bad that was, that little interaction when Sam and Charles went to go get coffee, and oh my god, I can't imagine how stressed Dee must have been just trying to keep them from eating each other behind the counter.
Right. And I think that you just said, did you say Sam and Charles went to get Poppy or is it coffee?
Coffee.
Oh, okay. That's so funny. I heard Poppy and I'm like, okay, am I here? That's so funny. Okay. Yeah, so Dee is completely right. You know, he needs to get out of Dallas's hair. They need to be away from each other. No, none of this bossing around stuff. Yeah, and she's like, phew, all right, this is our third game, best of 3 wins. The score is 20-19. You're in the lead. And, you know, we have Link, and it's kind of Angela's perspective, like he's taller than her, he's sweating. Do you need a break? You've worked up her sweat. And she's also sweating. She wipes herself. I could say the same about you, Goldilocks, which is cute because his full hair.
I know. The teasing banter in this episode was really, really fun. Like they're clearly time has passed. We don't quite know how long it's been since that first discussion in the gym in the recap. But yeah, they've clearly kind of gotten back to a place where they're both really comfortable with each other. And yeah, the friend banter is strong in this one.
Yeah, that's cute. And she's like, are you sweating because tonight's winner buys dinner? And she's like, has more to do with the fact that you're fast as hell. And if I didn't have my reach on you, it wouldn't be a competition. I'll take that as a compliment. So she's fast, he's tall. They're apparently evenly matched. And bouncing the basketball, check, catches it. And then she dashes towards him. There's a lot of like cute, like nice setting things, like, you know, the squeak of the basketball, and, you know, it's just setting the scene.
I can hear that squeak of the sneaker on the court.
Exactly. Yep. And, you know, he's lifting his hand up to throw the ball, and she's like, big mistake, Link. You left yourself open too. Stops in front of him. More squeaking. The tickle monster. And she is totally cheating and tickling him. And he's
the look of like she's got that like intent tickle, and the look of panic on his face, like, what?
Yep, totally. And he drops the ball, she catches it, she, you know, scores, nothing but net. And she's like, 21, I win. Looks like dinner is on you, you know, dancing around. And he's like, hang on, how is that even fair? Lesson learned, Link. You should always expect the tickle monster. Many a game has been lost to it. She totally, like, I'm assuming that after all this playing, she's been playing fair and square, and now suddenly at the last moment, she's like, I gotta win. I'm bringing it out.
Right. Plays dirty.
Yeah, with that winning smile. And he's like, but if I did that to you, I'd get in trouble. You'd be really mad at me. Not fair that you can do it and I can't. It's just true. And Link is aware that, I think he's aware that he can't just touch Angela out of nowhere. You know, she would be particularly sensitive to that.
Especially, yeah. And I mean, the blush on his face, like, clearly, not only did she just catch him completely off guard, but like, yeah, she entered into his very personal physical space. Like, it's one thing to like be up in somebody's business when you're trying to get the ball from them. I don't play sports very much, so yeah, I don't know exactly how close you're allowed to get in basketball. But yeah, putting your hands on another player, that's usually grounds for a foul in most sports.
Yep. And she's like, I was just joking around. My brothers and I are really ticklish, and she's blushing at this point. And we use the tickle monster and we're joking around. I got too comfortable. The point is yours. I'm like, yeah, I don't go with this. Yes, you did get comfortable. That is true. But I think she was very, especially given what happens later, I think she was very intentional about touching him like that.
Yeah, I think there was some ulterior motive in that as well. Yeah. And I mean, that's the first we've ever heard of anything of her life outside of like the gaming group. I had no idea she had like brothers. Like, how close are they? Did they know what happened to her? Like, this is the first we've heard mention of any other family.
Right. Yeah, it's good that she has brothers though.
She also admitted that she too is ticklish.
Yeah. That's cute. So it'll probably come up later. Yes, Holly, I see you. So he's like, all right, we're tied now. You can have the ball next. And now I guess you can take over from here.
Sorry, Link, I shouldn't have, like, so she's apologizing, you know, she's again trying to make sure that he knows that she realized she overstepped. Tickled you, because he's pulling up his shirt and wiping his face. I mean, like you do. I've definitely done that in one new house over the weekend, and oh my god, it was so warm, and I was getting, like, we were moving so many boxes, I was sweating so much, and I did that a couple times. So you know, you do it and you don't think anything of it. And she had her jump moment, and he's that washboard abs as he's wiping his face as he turns back to her. Like, my dude is cut.
Yeah, that is one stunning body.
He says, "It's okay, Angela. I know you were just joking around." And she is like, it's error 404. Right. Does not compute.
Staring straight at him.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bedtime mode just turned on, so I have to turn that off so I have color again. Cool. Lesson learned, Link. You should. Oh, sorry, that it jumped back up. I knew you're just joking around, but you know, if I can't do it to you, otherwise I don't mind. But you know, if I can't do it to you too, otherwise I don't mind you tickling me. He's again blushing hard. He's like, I mean, if you want to tickle me, I won't say no.
Yes, and one thing I love about this episode is that they're not beating around the bush. I mean, a little bit, but they're both acknowledging their desires and taking initiative. Like, it's very different than Sam, right? Sam is super, super shy, and she pushes herself to do things. But these two seem to be more experienced and more direct.
Yeah, like, it's again, they're both like, I think he recognized that there was flirting coming from her. He's now kind of testing the waters, but they're both being a little more obvious than Sam would. So yeah, she's like,
with less emotional difficulty.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's your ball. And she responds with, you know what's also not fair? And he bounces the ball back to her. He says, no, what? That you can just lift up your shirt and show off all your muscles. How is that fair? And I mean, yeah, sometimes it's not fair that guys can just like pull off their shirt and be like, oh, it's really hot. Let me just take this off. Like, yeah.
But that is like very forward on her part. You know, she is just being direct, basically telling him, I find you hot. Like, just flat out.
Yeah, you got muscles. I like them.
Yeah. And yeah, it's something like Sam does push herself to say things and to take initiative, but it comes with so much like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I can't, like, it's very difficult for her, but I don't think it's that difficult for Angela and Link. Yeah,
they've got a, like you said, I think they've got a lot more experience just in general with members of the opposite sex, even in just like that platonic and friendly way. And, you know, I don't know the kind of relationship that we haven't really seen much between Sam and her brother, but like clearly that everybody over was protective of her so much so that they didn't let her experience much. And, really Angela and Link probably had a little bit more of a traditional childhood. They weren't in and out of the hospital quite as much. They were out and playing sports, and they're both very athletic and very active and things like that. So yeah, they definitely had a different childhood experience than Sam did.
Yeah.
And Link responds, what do you mean? I'm a guy and I was getting sweat in my eyes and I didn't think you would care. Her eyes narrow, and she's got the ball covering some of her face, and they're both still, well, he's not blushing there, but she's still blushing hard. And then he blushes again, and she's like, well, the body that looks as good as yours, how could I not care?
Nice. Very direct, very open. I really appreciate it. I like it.
Oh yeah, she's cards on the table, bounces the ball. He's not quite sure what to do now, because I think he's probably pretty confident that she's not going to go in for a tickle monster moment again, but like, that was a bit of a bombshell to drop on him. She turns and presses herself into him and says, this game is already over, Link. And that's some sass and side eye coming at him. And she presses her hips into him, and he's like, Angela. And she says, what's... Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. You finish this up.
And she says, what's the matter? And he flinches, distracted.
No, that was direct. I do this with my husband a lot, but that's like, I mean, that's my husband. You know, this is taking things to a very serious level doing that. That's like, I am interested in you.
Oh yeah, I've definitely done that to my husband too, especially like joking around in the kitchen or whatnot. But yeah, that's
exactly how I do it. I do it to joke because I think it's funny. But yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, there is no longer any ambiguity about what she's doing, kind of how she feels about him. She says, you're not moving away. If anything, I would say you're pushing against me. If you want to win, you're going to have to show me how good that reach of yours is.
Is she thinking of the dirty joke here? I'm not quite sure. I can't figure it out.
I think she's going for the double entendre. Like, you can take this dirty if you want it to be dirty, but also if you legitimately want to get the point, then you're gonna need to reach around me.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if she was like, if you want to win me, you'll have to reach for me. I was trying to figure out if that's what she also meant.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's right too. I mean, she's putting herself out there for him. And she's basically saying, if you want me, come and get me. I'm free for the taking. This is an open invitation.
Oh, I love it.
And he goes in for a reach on her hips. This is Angela, and he's blushing hard and struggling. And they have a moment. She's looking at him struggle through this, and she asks, do you want me to stop? And he whispers, is it wrong if I say no? Now, I know.
I'm happy that he's also being honest.
And yeah, I mean, making that admission, like, no, he doesn't want her to stop, and having to vocalize that and verbalize that's just as big of a step.
Yeah, it's great. I love, I also love how this comic shows that not every first love or first crush is going to be the one that you end up with. And I mean, assuming Angela and Link end up together, but people go through so many different stages of life and people in life. And sometimes they think, oh, this is the person I'm gonna have a crush with, and it doesn't work out with them. And then there's someone else. And I just like that, this is realistic, and it's not like, oh, first crush, that's who you're with forever.
Yeah, like there's been ups and downs. Like every relationship has peaks and valleys, and you might there's like that love at first sight moment. There's, building that relationship and friendship, and then it evolving and morphing into that. So yeah, it's been really nice to see the different facets and ways that people can fall in love.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they have their moment. Now they're both blushing together again. I'm like, I can feel the heat radiating off of their cheeks from these blushes. And she leans in and gives him a smooch, and then it's like sweaty.
Totally agree. Yes, I will not tolerate touch unless my husband showered, let's just say.
I can't stand sweaty hugs. Ugh. My husband's a very like physical touch is very much his love language. And like again, while we were moving over the weekend, I was just like, he'd be like, I want to hug. And I'm like, I'm really gross. I don't want to hug me. I don't want to feel my body touching me.
Yeah.
Why do you want to hug me?
Yep. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, yes. And also more realism, where it's like, you know, you may not want to kiss someone if they're sweaty. Like we are all like, yes, it's very romantic, but they're also very sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, they're dripping it. You can see it in every panel. It's hilarious. So yeah, I definitely actually laughed out loud at that one.
Yeah.
So she's turned away from him again now, and he's behind her and says, Angela, how long have you felt this way?
I'm so happy he asked that. Like,
I know.
That also took courage to ask that.
And I mean, courage for her to, I mean, she pauses a moment and you can see kind of a little bit of that embarrassment. Years. Like I think she had a moment to think like, do I tell him the truth or do I tell him what I would rather he hear? And I'm really glad that she said the truth.
So why do you think she didn't say anything until now? I'm gonna have my guesses. I'm curious what you think.
I mean, I think at least for some time, she definitely, I think it was the fact that she thought that she knew that Sam kind of liked him and she didn't want to interfere with that friendship. They've been, Sam and Angela have been friends for ages. So I think not wanting to potentially step on that friendship because she knows that it's so hard for Sam to develop feelings and put herself out there like that. So once she knew that, I think that definitely made her back off. But also that strength thing again with her, the fear of being absolutely paralyzing and terrifying. Like I would never be the one to say, I never wanted to be the one that said first, like, hey, I like you. That was such a, oh my God, I can't even until like I was in college.
Yeah, obviously that's like a big thing for a lot of people. I think what you said in the first one, maybe, you know, I think that too, because she only expresses herself after she knows for sure that there's no chance of Lincoln Sam. And once she knows that, she's pretty fast about and direct about expressing her interest in him. So it could be that she was waiting for that. And I think she might have not been interested, like ready for a relationship with men after what happened with her.
Yeah, I think I mean, now that she knows that he knows and that it hasn't really changed anything between them, she's like, okay, I can still be me. He knows that there are broken pieces that are probably still going to need to be fixed, but he's not looking at me any different than he did before he knew.
That's a great point. Yeah, that too. Maybe she didn't feel she could be with someone, but also didn't, unless they knew, but she didn't want to tell them either.
Yeah.
Really good point. Well, I'm so happy they did that.
I know. So then she turns and shoots and he's like, years? And she swish, nothing but net, boom, 21, you owe me dinner.
Yeah.
Again, dirty shot.
Yeah, doesn't care.
He's like, wait, what? But Angela, if you felt this way for so long, and she's like, I gotta go, bye.
Yes, I was like, okay, well, she was comfortable enough to make a move and kind of a little scared afterwards.
Yep. It's, you know, it's literally the ball is now in his court. She's made her feelings known. She's put herself out there. If he wants to come and pursue her, go to town, but I'm going to leave now because I've put myself out there as much as I need to today. Thank you.
Yeah, it was very funny to see her just like skedaddle out of there.
It's just, I need to get going. Gotta run to the store and get Vicky some food. We can take a rain check on that dinner, but let's play again soon. And I'm wondering if this is where she was. I mean, I know that when she left Vicky, she was headed off to work because she was in her scrubs. I'm wondering if this is the same day, like after work, because, you know, like she'll pick up the peanut butter that she promised Vicky on her way home kind of thing.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
And she finishes with, and maybe next time, Link, I'll let you win. And her tiger comes out.
Oh, that's a good one. I love the expression on the tiger's face. Very fierce, green-eyed tiger, like her.
Well, and I know in the past that the animal representations that Mongi's done, like Monica's the wolf and Link is a lion. So now we've got Angela as a tiger. So, you know, that it's equally fierce, but tigers are notoriously independent and relatively solitary. Like, they don't, like, lions are pride animals. They travel in these big groups and they live together in these large family units. Tigers are pretty much solo animals, and they, you know, you might see a mother with her cubs, but like they don't have these big social structures that lions do. So it's like these very different lives and upbringings. I'm wondering if that's somehow part of the representation as well.
Yeah. Oh, this was a good episode.
I was so glad. My husband, usually he borrows my phone because he doesn't fast pass, he doesn't buy coins. Because I'm fast pass and he wants to talk with me about it, he'll like grab my phone. So he read it through it this afternoon. He loves Angela. And he's like, now that I know that she has freckles, like every time he sees her with her freckles all covered up, he's like, why does Mongi cover them up? I want more freckles.
That's so funny. Also, yeah, I just thought about it. If she's sweating, how does like her makeup stay on?
Right? I was like, wow, what makeup does she use? Because that is she's sweating hard.
That's funny. Yeah, I forgot. I have freckles, and I'm like, I would never think of covering them up. I like freckles.
My husband's covered in freckles. I have like one on my cheek.
That's funny. Yeah, you know, I wonder if that, you know, if Angela at some point will feel, maybe it's related to like a need to cover up in some manner, and maybe she'll feel free enough to expose her freckles. I don't know if it has an emotional association with her or not, or if it's just a, you know, aesthetic preference or something, but I wonder if that will come up.
I know Monica like wears her makeup like an armor. I'm sure Angela does to a certain extent, but yeah, I wonder how much of that is that she just doesn't like her freckles. Maybe she made fun of as a kid for them, or her brothers might have teased her freckles a little more often.
Right. Maybe it has something to do with the guy.
Yeah.
That would be traumatic.
For sure.
So, any final thoughts on the episode?
I'm excited that we've started to move into the other characters and some of the more side characters. Like we got Abe and Vicky last week, and this week we're getting more Angela Link. I'm glad that we're like, don't get me wrong, I love Sam and seeing where everything's going with Charles, and but I like seeing everybody getting fleshed out some more and getting a little bit more backstory and a little bit more, you know, the interpersonal relationships between everybody. It's exciting.
Yeah, I love that too. It's every character has their own story and their own thing to work through, and I love seeing that as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining, Erin. This was great. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Yeah. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Night.